Hey Tuff Stuff family, Ammo with Tuff Stuff Overland. I want to show you guys how to install this bag on this tent. This is an Annex room that is included with all of your Tuff Stuff Rangers and your Tuff Stuff Elites. It's got a floor, it's got all four sides. It is an amazing product to add on to your tent here when you need it. We don't always use it, but I'll tell you, when we do, it is very nice to have. We put all our bags and everything inside. And a couple things I want to go over on these things, just some tips and tricks, okay? Included in the Annex room and in the bag is going to be this little mat, and what you're going to use this mat for is to go underneath the ladder. Because this has a PVC floor, which is the same material as your driving cover, you don't want the ladder edges to puncture the bottom of the floor or stress it in any way. So once you have the floor laid down and the Annex set up, I do recommend placing this thing underneath the ladder. Another tip, pro tip here, I include a blue tarp in mine. We don't include that as a company. I have a blue tarp. It's about, I think, an 8x8 or something like that. And if you're going to be in rainy, soggy conditions or muddy conditions, I highly recommend keeping these things stowed away inside of your bag so you can lay this down beforehand. That way you're not cleaning up a muddy, dirty, wet mess at the end of the weekend. This is what takes the hit, and everything else comes up fairly clean for the most part, just like kind of packing up a tent. So first thing we want to do before we get started is this driving cover is going to have to come off. So in order to do this, what I tend to do is I prop the tent up just by lifting up on this, propping it up with the ladder. That way you're getting some of the tension off of this driving cover. Now this driving cover installs into this little sliding channel right in between the two panels. So this is a pretty tight fit right here. So I highly recommend having a friend or helper of some sort help you pull this thing off. It will slide okay, but you want someone pushing while you're pulling. So we're gonna go over that process right now and lay down the Annex room floor ahead of time. That way everything's kind of ready to go, and all we're gonna be doing is lifting it, sliding it in, and then zipping it around this entire perimeter of the tent. So you do seal it all the way off. You've got this lip right here that goes over the seam. That way any rainwater is not going to get into the zipper. As long as it's not coming from the ground, you're good to go. So we're going to show you guys how to do this. Be right back. Hey guys, as you can see, we've got the Annex room all set up. Fairly simple. A couple of times doing it, and it's going to get easier and easier. So a couple of things I do want to point out on this Annex room. Again, the floor is just money. We absolutely love having the floor. You can go in here barefoot and not have to worry about stepping on rocks and whatnot. About the height, okay? Your ladder is going to fall inside of here. And as I had mentioned previously in some other videos, we do have ladder extensions. Now those ladder extensions actually come with Annex extensions as well. So what you're going to basically be doing is unzipping this floor, and it's going to be an extension for your floor, because if this ladder is longer, then it's going to push this floor down as well, and what's going to happen is the floor is going to be stuck like this. So we give you that extension with the ladder, no additional cost. Another thing, when you're inside of here, I'm not the tallest guy, okay? I'm about 5'10", and as you can see, I'm hitting my head. I stress the importance to this fact every day to people. If you're going to utilize the Ranger or the Elite Annex room, try and mount this tent above your head, because every time I'm in now, I have to bend my knees, and I'm at an angle here. I'm kind of trying to stand underneath. I'm hitting my head every time. So if you can get this thing above your head, if you're 5'5", make it 5'7". If you're 5'10", make it 6 feet. It's just going to be a lot more enjoyable in here. Now, the wife doesn't have a problem. She's a lot shorter, so not an issue for her, but for the guys who are setting these things up, obviously we want to have the accommodations as best as possible. Let's see, the windows. We have some windows over here. These are screens, so you can easily unzip these things and get a little bit of light through here or air through here as well. We've got an external panel for rain, so you can basically just roll this thing up and you're going to have full airflow going all the way through here. These do not zip open, so you can't hand a drink to somebody through here, but it will allow plenty of airflow to come through. Yeah, this is the Annex room. It's a great addition. Highly recommend it. Rangers and Elites come with it. Our Deltas do have an optional annex room available, and you can buy them all on tuffstuffoverland.com. Thanks, guys. Tuff Stuff fam, Ammo here with Tuff Stuff Overland. I want to show you guys a couple things here on our driving cover. I've got our driving cover laid out right here, and I see a lot of tents on the road these days, and they look like sails. They've got big balloons on the very top, and the one thing I always find is that they're not installing this properly on the fourth side. So this driving cover zips on 3 sides, and it slides in on the fourth side here. So I want to show you where this actually goes. And the reason I've got this can of WD-40 silicone out here is because this aids in sliding this thing a little bit better. So the first thing I want to point out is that this slides into a little track on the tent. So what I'm going to do is prop this tent up real quick, and we're going to take some of the tension off of this track. So on the panel that you mount the actual tent to, there's going to be a very small track in here. And this track is going to accept that little blue strip. So I'll give you a little bit of a close-up here to show you. And what I've done is I've taken my silicone spray and I've just kind of lightly sprayed inside of here so everything can move freely. And then you're going to slide this into the track just like so. And then slide it all the way to the very end. You can do this by yourself. It really helps if you have somebody to help you out to kind of pull it as you feed it through. If you have an elite tent, which is our largest soft side tent, you're definitely going to need a helper because you're adding about another 20 inches onto this tent. So we're going to get started here real quick, get this thing on, and then we're going to close the whole tent up and show you how we get everything kind of buttoned up and how you can seal your driving cover up nice and tight so you don't look like a sail going down the highway. Okay, we got this all lined up here, slid it into the track here. What I do want to point out is you want this blue strip to be kind of touching the other blue strip, or at least going out to the very edge here, because you're going to throw this cover over the entire tent. So you can kind of finesse this thing once you get the tent folded up and closed up and everything. Now I wanted to point something out too to you guys. We get a lot of questions about these straps and the strap that's on the opposite side, which you're going to see in just one second. This is one thing that a lot of folks do not know, and that a lot of our competitors do not do either. So this is laying against my nice new truck. You get a lot of dust and wind and everything. It's just going to be laying against there, and all the dust is going to get underneath the cover, scratch your vehicle. So for those of you who care about your paint job, what you do is you kind of roll this up. Roll it up and roll it up. Take this strap. There's a Velcro strap right here. Take this guy, loop it through the loops. It stays out of the way. That way, once you open up your tent and you are ready, go ahead and access that adult beverage out of the cooler here. You always want to drop this down here. And your tent is set up. You have access to your bed, driving cover is off your vehicle, and ready to camp.